we're going to ask Patrick 10 questions he has never answered before about his weight loss journey. Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. We're the Carnivore Couple.
I'm Pat.
And I'm Caitlynn. And today we are going to be interviewing Patrick. So, do you have any ideas what these questions are?
Nope, she would not let me see these questions beforehand, so I'm answering blindly.
I gotta tell you, he was sweating bullets. He was like, are these kind of like trick questions? Like, what kind of questions am I going to have to ask? First question, tell us about yourself. Who are you? What do you do? What are your hobbies?
Okay.
It's like 3 questions in one. I'm sorry.
My name is Patrick.
Hello.
I am an HVAC technician. So
You're a pretty cool guy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I diagnose and repair furnaces and air conditioners. I'm also an indoor air quality specialist, so I deal with duct cleaning and indoor air quality, those kinds of things, radon mitigation, stuff like that. My hobbies are, big one is fishing. I love fishing. Been fishing for years and years. Mostly largemouth bass.
What's your biggest fish you ever caught?
Biggest fish was about 7.5 pounds.
I don't know. I think she was like 260. Just kidding. 7.5. And do you have witnesses?
Yes.
Who's with you?
My buddy Jake.
Oh, okay.
It was in Florida, so.
Right. So, Florida.
I'm from Florida.
Yes.
So,
Okay.
yeah, I grew up in Florida, Tampa area. And 3 years ago, we moved to Nebraska because that's where Caitlynn's from.
Yeah.
So we live in a small town here in Nebraska.
Did you ever think growing up in Florida that you would eventually end up in Nebraska with some random
No,
girl?
never. And when you told, back when we first started dating a long time ago, you said you were from Nebraska. I'm like, Nebraska? Who lives in Nebraska? Right?
Yeah. We always tell, we love Nebraska, but we always tell everyone it's horrible because we like how not populated it is here.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
What do you do in Nebraska? Like, is there anything fun to do here? I think
Watch corn grow.
The silence gives that. Okay, all right.
No, there is some fun stuff to do here.
Yeah.
You know, go for a drive, go for a walk, go camping, go fishing, hunting. Hunting is real big here.
Lots of outdoors things. Second question is kind of related to Florida and the Nebraska. How did you become part of the Carnivore Couple?
So we met online.
Uh-huh.
She messaged me first.
I did.
And we started talking. We hit it off. This was like 2011 or so.
Yeah.
And then that was the first part of 2011. And 6 months later, I flew to Nebraska to visit her. And we met for the first time then in person.
In an airport.
Yeah. And I stayed here for about a week. Then I went home, and then you came to visit like 6 months later in Florida.
Yeah.
And stayed for about a week. And then we were long distance for about 1.5 years. And then you moved to Florida to go to college.
Yeah.
And you were still like an hour drive away, but we still got to see each other on weekends.
Every weekend he would drive an hour to pick me up. We would see each other on the weekend, and then an hour drive back. Every time. Commitment.
And then what? On your junior year of college, we got married.
Yep.
And we moved to Nebraska 3 years ago.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So, good job.
Yeah.
Wow. You know it all. That's awesome. All right. So, now we're going to get more into like your weight loss journey kind of questions.
Okay.
So, my first question I have for you is, have you always been overweight?
Yes. I've been overweight as long as I can remember. Even in 5th grade, I remember being chubby, one of the chubby kids. Mm-hmm. And I was chubby all through middle school, high school. I think my sophomore year, I was dating this girl, like my first like real girlfriend, and she inspired me to lose some weight. So, and I started basically eating less. And I would do some calisthenics type of stuff. And I lost a good amount of weight. Mm-hmm. I was like 5'10", 5'9". I think I ended up weighing like 175, 180 that summer before my junior year. We ended up breaking up that summer anyways, so it really didn't matter. But that was my like thinnest. And then since then, my junior year of high school, I've just consistently been gaining weight my whole life. Your
thinnest, you were 175?
Yeah.
On your junior year of high school. And then your most overweight was when we started. Is that right? At 301?
Yeah, I was 180, 175, and then my highest weight before we started the diet was 301 pounds.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so my next question is, what was your lifestyle kind of like leading up to the carnivore diet? So, like, you know, if you weighed 175 in high school, what kind of changes and what kind of happened in your life to then get to 301 pounds?
I didn't really care that much about what I ate. I grew up pretty poor and living on food stamps, so my family only could buy certain things. Lots of carbs, a lot of processed carbs, and
Because those are
sugary things, and so we a lot of potatoes and pasta because that filled us up. I was one of 3 kids. I was the oldest, so we had to feed a lot of kids. So I learned that growing up, eating terribly, and then once I got on my own, got into college and everything, I gained even more weight quicker because I was free to eat whatever I wanted, and started gaining weight. But my big thing was sugar and candy, so I would buy bags of like Starburst and Skittles and Now and Later, munch on it every night.
Yeah.
And I did that for ever.
So lots of carbs and lots of sugar was kind of like how you were eating before.
Yeah, and I really didn't care how much I ate, and I would snack all the time.
It's just kind of like if you had a craving for something, like you just went and had it.
Mm-hmm, exactly.
You never had to resist at all.
Never.
And was that just because that's kind of like how you grew up?
That's how I grew up. I grew up getting snacks, whatever I wanted to eat. And so if I crave something, I'd eat it. And especially if something, I'd eat emotionally too. So if I had a bad day or whatever, I'd find comfort in food.
And so in your previous life, before you started carnivore and you started fixing these things, did you do any sort of exercise, walking, anything like that?
No. My job is somewhat active. I probably get about 4,000 to 6,000 steps in my job every day, so it's somewhat active. About the only exercise I did was go to work, and I'd come home and just kind of relax and veg out and recover, I guess.
Come home, watch TV, eat a lot of food and candy.
Pretty much come home, sit on the couch, eat food, drink soda, and eat candy.
Yeah, I think that explains the 301 pounds.
Yep.
For sure. But it's okay, I love you. I have a similar story.
Yeah.
So you gained all this weight from sort of these bad eating habits that you kind of grew up with. So what happened in your life that kind of signaled to you, I need to lose weight? I know for me, like, I kind of started noticing, like, wow, I hate looking at pictures of myself, or I am struggling to tie my shoes, or I'm really breathless just walking into the Walmart walking from the Walmart parking lot into the store, is a little bit more breathless than it used to be, like what's happening. So did you have any events like that happened in your life that signaled to you, wow, I'm really overweight and I need to make a change?
Yes. Over the last 2 or 3 years, I've just felt sluggish. I took a picture of me and put it on Facebook, and I was like, man, I'm that fat, and like I'd be tired all the time, breathless, and I just wasn't happy with how I looked and who I was, and who I was mentally was not who I wanted to be. And I knew that I needed to make a change. End of February, I was like, you know what? They're doing the carnivore diet.
And that's actually my next question. I can't believe you talked yourself right into it. My question was, how did you first learn about the carnivore diet? Because, I had only kind of heard Mikhaila Peterson, Jordan Peterson, and Joe Rogan mainly talk about this carnivore diet, but I hadn't really heard all of the other health benefits of it. So how did you even get down the rabbit hole of wanting to do carnivore?
On YouTube, the kind of content I watch is stuff will pop up in my YouTube shorts on my feed, like Joe Rogan and those kinds of podcasts, like Jordan Peterson. I enjoy Jordan Peterson a lot. So that sparked my interest, and I saw a few other people pop up talking about it too. Mikhaila talked about it because she would also be in my feed as well. And I started researching it. I researched it for about a week or so, give or take, before I decided to do it. And from everything I've researched, I was like, I love eating meat. So this seems like a pretty self-explanatory, easy diet. I just made the decision to be disciplined and do it because in my lifetime as an adult, I never was disciplined in anything. I never was taught that growing up, to be disciplined and determined to get something done, like achieve your goals and how to get there. And it may take, a year or more to get there. I'd always want it now,
like that long-term
instant gratification, right? And
Yeah.
so I wanted to be super disciplined and change my mindset about food and fix my relationship with food, because weight loss, I've found out now the last 2.5 months, is really first and foremost having to do with your mindset.
It really is.
Because especially for those of us who are addicted to carbs and sugar and have a terrible relationship with food and go to that for comfort, repairing that relationship and knowing that food is for fuel and to keep your body going and for energy and not for comfort. So that was the big thing with me, is my mindset had to really change, and I made that switch in my head, and since then I've been solid. I have not cheated.
And so in picking kind of like this carnivore diet, why did you choose to go with carnivore over keto?
Because I tried keto. We tried keto a year ago, and it was unsuccessful. I think we lost water weight, and that was it, pretty much, like 10, 20 pounds. After researching more and more with Dr. Ken Berry and Sean Baker and Anthony Chaffee and all the big YouTube doctors, started learning how plants are really inflammatory if you eat a lot of them, and everybody reacts differently to certain things. And seeing how people are reversing their type 2 diabetes and their sleep apnea and all these fatty liver disease and lowering their blood pressure and all these bad health things from eating terrible food, they're reversing those really easily by carnivore diet and really quickly. And seeing how you don't need carbs at all really to function. Your body can use the fat that you have, ton of fat that you have stored, like we do, for fuel. And just the research really spoke to me. Keto is works for some people. I've always kind of ate vegetables, but I'm more of a meat eater. I always have been. I always prefer meat and carbs. The meat's easier for me. I enjoy it, and it would be easier to stick to.
Going forward, do you think that you're going to stick with carnivore in the long term? Like once you reach your goal weight, do you think you're still going to be carnivore, or are you going to slowly try to add some things back in?
Once I reach my goal weight, I think I'll always be a high protein diet person. I can add vegetables in here and there, maybe fruit. Fruit is probably something I'm more interested in than vegetables. And it's not gonna be a daily thing. It'd be, I want something sweet, so I'll have an apple or an orange or whatever. Vegetables, maybe here and there, maybe I'll have a salad or something. I'm definitely not gonna ever make highly processed carbs and sugar a regular part of my diet ever again. I plan on cutting that out completely. Maybe I'll have a snack here, like maybe once a month I'll have an ice cream or something like that, but that's after I get to my goal weight.
Kind of like have fixed your relationship with food, so you can have those things and not feel like you're just going to go off the deep end into the processed food.
Right, exactly.
Like you can have a little bit and then stop. Like you've learned how to stop. And I think that's really important. The carnivore diet has really helped you like learn that discipline of like stopping certain foods. Because you have to stop all foods except for meat. And so you really kind of work on that stop muscle of choices, technically we have been on the carnivore diet for 2.5 months. And so how many pounds have you lost so far?
I have lost 37 pounds so far.
37?
Yeah.
Wow, more pounds than me now. Look at you, babe. And so my next question, there's only 2 more questions left. What can you do now that you couldn't do before?
Oh, there's a lot of things. I can go on a 1 or 2 mile walk and not be super tired. I can walk uphill and not be breathing heavy. Go to work and work my somewhat active job, come home, and I want to get stuff done like mow the grass or we're doing some landscaping out back, with gravel and all that stuff, and then do all that and I still want to go work out. So I've been lifting weights now for about a month. So I'm really motivated on that too, and I still find energy to do that at the end of the day too. So
basically you can walk more and like lots of energy.
Yeah, a lot more energy.
Right. And so here is the last question I have for you.
Okay.
What are you most looking forward to once you reach your goal weight?
Oh, there's a lot of things.
Top 3. Like, what are your top things that you're looking forward to once you reach your goal weight?
Okay, so this is a weird, I don't know if this isn't weird, but growing up, I'd never been one to take my shirt off in public. Like, I'm from Florida, so I would go to the beach pretty often. and I'd always have a shirt on or go to the pool or whatever.
Yeah.
I think my ultimate goal is next summer to go out in public without a shirt on.
I like this plan.
So that's.
I didn't know this was your plan.
I never told you that.
No,
so,
I didn't know. Never asked you this question before.
Yeah. So I want to
exciting.
feel comfortable in my own skin and confident enough to go swimming as a family and take my shirt off.
Yeah.
You know, that's probably the biggest thing I'm looking forward. One of the biggest things I'm looking forward to. The other few things is having clothes that fit well and you look good in. You know, because when we're really overweight, we have these big clothes and they're really baggy and they never fit well and we look bad in them. So that's another thing. It's just overall health and knowing that I'm going to be around for a long time, you know, be around a long time for our son and our future kids and be able to see our grandchildren. And that's the biggest, you know, the biggest reason for this is for our family and our future.
All right, so those are my questions. Is there anything else you wanted to add?
Yeah, so no matter where you are, whether you weigh 200, 300, 600 pounds, you can do it. Just the hardest part about any weight loss journey is starting and having that switch in your mind and having the right mindset. Just start and try it and do it. Give yourself 30 days, whether it's keto, carnivore, ketovore, low carb, whatever diet you're choosing.
The results will be worth it.
Yeah, start and stick to it. Be strict. Have that discipline and that focus and that motivation.
Yeah.
And don't cheat for 30 days and see how it goes. And if it goes great, keep doing it. And you will be able to achieve everything you've been trying to achieve.
Thank you guys so much for talking with us today. And if you enjoyed this video, please make sure to subscribe.
And thanks for watching, everybody. We really appreciate your support. Stay strong. I'll see you next time.